Wrigley Field, situated at Clark and Addison here in Chicago. A couple of miles off the freeway. Easy ride here from Milwaukee, I know that. Not once you get here, but should be easy. Swinging a drive to right and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! It's off the wall! 2 runs are going to score on a 2-out double by Scooter Gennett. That hit off the wall in deep right center. It's Miller time. Joe and I were talking during our commercial break about a comedy skit that would revolve around all of these apartments and the buildings around Wrigley Field on Sheffield Avenue and Waveland. And if there were people actually living in the building, in the apartments, Mike Fiers deals a strike 0-1. And as you purchase tickets to go on those rooftop bleacher areas, you walk right through people's living rooms and stuff while they were eating and everything else. That would really be funny. Swing and a miss by Chris Coughlin. That'd be great. You getting ready for bed at night? People are coming down from upstairs, walking through your bedroom down to the street. You pick up an extra kid or so. End of the season, you got 2 more kids than you had when the season started. They're not yours. Here's the pitch. Coughlin takes down low. Ball 1 and strike 2.
I wonder if people do live in them.
I don't think they do.
But certainly there's got to be a different entry, right? Let's hope.
That's what would make it really funny. He struck him out swinging. Chris Coughlin is gone. Here's Javier Baez. That's what would really make it great. If, people came in your front door and then walked through your living room, up a stairway to your bedroom area, and then there was a door up there going to the roof, and then they were up on top of your roof watching the game, sitting up there and stomping on the roof, and you're trying to get some sleep at night. That will really be good, really be funny. I mean, you could really make a great comedy skit and show out of that. I bet you could. Baez takes outside a ball. I'm going to run that by Jerry Seinfeld.
I like it.
I knew you would. There's no doubt about that. You wouldn't be against driving 90 miles every day and living in there and coming up to Miller Park.
As long as I got to go on the rooftop and drink what they get to drink and eat what they get to eat.
I'm on with you. I'm in. Don't think badly of me. I'm in too. Here's the pitch. Baez takes down low, 2 balls and a strike. That would really be a funny show.
You were saying the best part about it is the people that live there, they don't even respond to the people. They're just so used to it.
Yeah, they have a regular job, and the kids go to school and stuff like that. It would run during the baseball season, and those television shows that run, Joe, you have your new season, and you have new shows, and then you play reruns. Baez takes a strike. 2-2 now. You would run the show during the summertime as people are coming to games at Wrigley Field. You don't have to talk about the game all the time. It could be a regular family style living show, and then at night or afternoons, here's the pitch to Baez. Swing and a miss. Fires back-to-back strikeouts. Beautiful fastball that time. Takes care of Baez, I should say. Here's Anthony Rizzo. But yeah, the family would have a regular job. Father would have a job. Mother would be a homemaker, and the kids go to school and all that. And then summertime, you have people coming through your kitchen and living room, whatever, however you get up to the roof to watch Cub games. I think you can make a heck of a show out of that. I really do. Anthony Rizzo looked at a strike. 0-1.
I could just see as a viewer, you're watching it, you're getting into the plot of that particular episode, and then someone just walks through.
Yeah. And then,
what's going on?
Or somebody comes through your house and knocks a picture off the wall because the Cubs lost. Anything like that. Cubs having a bad season. I mean, punch holes in your walls and stuff like that. We can do it right here. Down, low, and away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. We can make up the show right now.
I'll start writing.
I know I could. I'm telling you. And somebody gets injured up on the roof, and you got to bring them downstairs into your house. What are you doing? Well, he got hurt upstairs. Just use your bathroom for a minute. 2-1 pitch. Rizzo lines a base hit to right. In the corner, it's going to be at least a double for Rizzo. In the second he goes with 2 down, and Starlin Castro is coming up.
Yeah, the bathroom humor could be
that
a good sidebar.
Can't you see a show?
Yeah.
I'm telling you. You could have guys come in and redecorate your apartment while the games are going on. You know, painters coming in and stuff like that. You going up to the rooftop? No, we're painting your living room today. We're the painters.
Someone take something out of your fridge. That's my science project.
You could, yeah. You could do like a Seinfeld with Kramer coming into his apartment all the time and eating all of his food, and depending on what kind of ticket you bought, you could actually work it out where people, you know, normally are up on your roof outside a ball, and it's 1-0. But if you bought a real cheap ticket, that puts you down in their living room where you had to look out the window and across the street to watch the game. And you just walk in and say, "Are you going up on the roof today?" "No, I'm down here with you guys. Don't mind being with the family for 3 hours." The pitch, swinging a foul by Castro. I'm telling you, that could be a series. That could be a good show. Get the right guys to write that thing. And another part of it could be, Joe and I were looking at a particular rooftop venue that, folks, I'm telling you, is in left field. It's in the left field area across the street, but it's way, way out of view of the ballpark. So what I'm suggesting as part of the show, putting a rooftop bleacher behind Wrigley Field where you couldn't see anything. Swinging a fly ball, hit to center. Gomez has a play on this one. And the inning is over. Yeah, you couldn't see anything. You just sat up there for 3 hours and did nothing. And the tickets weren't very expensive. Inning complete. 2-0 Brewers. American. We're building on this show as we move along. Joe and I are having a laugh during our commercial break. We're just talking about a serious moment for the family that lives in that particular building. You could even make it upstairs, downstairs, 2 families. And there's one crisis for one family. The family is going to be evicted, and they're really bummed out and down, and where are we going to go? And crying and everything else. And then all of a sudden it's near game time, and fans start coming in and walking past you in your living room while you're down and out and facing eviction, and they're going up to the rooftop to watch a Cub game. 1 strike on Lyle Overbay. 2 strikes now. Outside corner fastball. This game, I don't even care about it. Two strikes. Here's the pitch inside letter high. If there is anybody in our audience today who is interested in writing comedy and being a part of this, well, get a hold of Joe and I. Get a hold of Joe. I don't Twitter, tweet, and do all that other stuff, so I do text once in a while. But you gotta, if you have a knack for writing comedy, or you're interested in writing comedy, you know who I'm going to run that by? I am Jerry Seinfeld. I am. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul by Overbay. I'm going to do that, Joe.
I like it.
And
he'd be the guy to collaborate with, wouldn't he?
He would. We're going to do that. You and me are going to sit back and reap benefits, baby. Residuals, the pitch. Overbay, a swing and a miss. Jackson gets his second strikeout. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for him, and here's Elian Herrera. I'm going to get a hold of Seinfeld. I'm telling you. Man,
the possibilities are endless.
Huh?
The possibilities are endless.
Easy. Then over on the other side here, folks, just outside the left field fence and down the street, maybe a half a block, you got a fire station. Okay? So there's another big aspect of this whole story and the situation. You got a firehouse. Maybe a fireman lives in one of those apartments over there. And, you know, he's the pitch. Herrera a little bit high. 2-0 now. He's a part of this whole area here, right around. It's got to be around Wrigley Field. But the other one that Joe and I were discussing would be, now there's maybe 100 seats up on top of there. Elian Herrera fouls back, 2 balls and a strike. If there is 100, maybe 50. You don't even have to do that many. You could do 25 tickets at a charity event for a game at Wrigley Field on the rooftop, and then put the rooftop bleacher area behind Wrigley Field where you couldn't see anything. And people sat up there, a bunt up along third, going to be a base hit for Herrera. And he's on the second base hit for the Crew today. A beauty by Herrera. No chance for anybody on that one. Here's Mike Fiers. Yeah, you got those bleacher tickets to a Wrigley Field game, and they were behind the ballpark where you could not see anything, and you sat up there for 3 hours and did nothing. Just talked with the people who were at the event with you that you got the tickets from. Wouldn't that be great? So what do? I was at this event. Me too. Stunted foul by Mike Fiers. I'm telling you. I'm doing this, Joe. You're going to be in. You're going to be in.
I like the fire station idea. You could be, you know, the people up there could be barbecuing, and so the fire station thinks that there's a fire, and they spray the fire hose into the bedroom window. You know, like in the mom and the dad are just there watching TV, and all of a sudden they're getting blasted by a fire hose.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Ralph? Here's the pitch. Fires, bunts, foul again. Edwin, turn off that shower. I told you. I'm not in the shower.
Good. First season's written. All right.
Oh, baby.
So they can't see into the ballpark.
No. Back behind here. And it's always a charity deal. And you can't tell anybody where you got the tickets, because otherwise they'd stop coming, right? So each week you have this big charity event, bunted out in front of home plate, and they'll play for Fiers. Herrera winds up at second. That one is scored 2-4. And a runner at second now for Carlos Gomez, who flied to deep center his first time. And these 2 innings are going fast. I know, Joe, having done some of this stuff previously, I know if you get a bunch of writers together, they could do this really easy. It's a strike on the outside corner. I'm just picturing these people walking through your living room or your kitchen. You know, you're getting ready to eat lunch, and Cubs are playing an afternoon game, and all of a sudden here they come. Two men are out, 1 strike. And the pitch to Carlos, check swing, and a ball down low. Even now at 1-1. Well,
people are coming
I got
in
a good
Twitter
guy in you to go through this stuff, man. This is you're in. When I saw you and your look when I first said that, I knew you were in right away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Good speed aboard with Elian Herrera on the pitch. Gomez bangs foul to right. 1-2 on Carlos.
I don't know how you come up with this stuff.
I don't know. I was looking out there in right field, just, when we started talking about this. And there's nobody. I see people in one building seated in front of the windows. You see them over there where it says down the line rooftop?
Yeah.
Okay. That could be the family. They're eating lunch, and all of those people up on the roof walked through that room while they were eating and maybe took some of their food. And the wife says, I thought I cooked enough for everybody. Swinging a fly ball in the left center. Contra is there and has that one, and Gomez hit it hard twice, but he's 0 for 2. I did. I saw this. Oh, man.
This show that you've come up with, there's people on Twitter suggesting more ideas.
Really? You kidding? It could work. I know it could. Here's the pitch, and showing Bunn. He took one high inside. It's 2-0.
One guy writes in, the ballpark vendors could occasionally stroll through the apartment.
Yeah. Joe and I were just talking about a couple meeting on your rooftop and then coming downstairs into your place. And we won't go any further than that, but there's hundreds of shows. There is. Fires trying to win his second of the year. Here it is. Check swing, bullseye. 3-2. 7 or more runs in any inning for the Crew would get you a rooftop seat. Is a Menard's big inning. That would make Theo Harks from Milwaukee. There's a great character name for the rooftop in right field. I was telling Joe a moment ago, I just asked him what did Castro do his first at bat. And I looked in the book. I haven't written anything down. High and away. I've been working on our sitcom here and didn't do a thing. Wow. Brewers lead 2-0. We can talk about this stuff with a lead. It'd be great if some family was living there and forced to live there after an inheritance deal where they were given that property and they hate baseball. Oh, and you got fans coming through your house all the time. Justin Ruggiano takes one down low, and it's ball 1.
Now all we need is a Butler, right?
We can put one of those guys out there. Yeah. Oh, we can put a family like that out there too. Sure. Came here as immigrants. They love cricket, have no affinity for baseball whatsoever, and are stuck in an apartment right across the street from a baseball field. And they can't get cable in their building. This one hit in the air to left and deep, and it is going to wind up foul. Two balls and a strike. Man, I'm coming up with all kind of stuff. I can sit here and do this all day long. That would really be bad. You're cricket-minded, your family, you had players that were members of your family that played cricket, and you're stuck here and you don't have cable and you can't get cricket games. Swing and a miss.
Here to tell you about it. Once again, here's Uecker.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. Have we done any more about our series or not? Edwin Jackson deals down low and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, Twitter has been very active with more ideas. Those Navy's,
they're getting closer. Here's the pitch by Jackson, and it is down low. I was just mentioning to somebody outside, wouldn't it be something if those were enemy aircraft? We're doing a game and you got enemy aircraft flying over the field.
That would be distracting.
Another part of our series, outside a ball. 3-0 on Gerardo Parra. This series is so screwy that we could actually have that. Enemy aircraft that missed their pattern and somehow ended up in the U.S. Nothing else on the series, or you thinking about it? Or?
There are literally hundreds of ideas that have poured in over Twitter over the last hour or so.
All right.
I haven't been able to sort through them all.
I was just looking at something going by here, and small and fast. I thought it was, there it goes again, but it's a pigeon. I'm thinking, man, these drones are getting smaller and smaller. You know what, Joe? That's going to be part of the series, too. Drones are going to become a big part of Wrigley Field. They are. Swinging a liner to left by Lucroy. His first hit today. Second hit in the series for Luke. And here's Chris Davis.
You know what I think they're going to be used for is television.
Oh, man, without a doubt.
You know, in the NFL, they can put on the wires, they can put that camera, but they can't do that in baseball because you could put the ball in play. But they could have a drone, and if the ball is heading in that direction, you move it out of the way.
Easy. I mean, you could have a drone, and it's going to happen. I know it is. Chris Davis takes one outside. I watched that newscast this morning about the newest of drones that from some 300 miles in the air can pick up a car in a driveway and a person getting out of it. So without a doubt, down the road for parts of the games that are televised, I bet you there'll be a drone sitting out in center field someplace, and you know, it might eliminate camera work. Really. You can put 3 or 4 drones over this place and see a game as much as you want and as close as you want. 3-0 now on Chris Davis.
Yeah, you could get angles that you'd never have before because you can't have cameras within the field of play.
Absolutely. Man, we're coming up with all kind of stuff here. Just over a comedy series that Joe and I are going to be the executive producers of. 3-0 pitch to Chris Davis. Here it is, and he had the green light and popped it up. And Anthony Rizzo is going to be on top of the dugout with that glove and made the catch. That one would have bounced on top of the dugout, but he reached over and caught it. And Davis is retired. The second out in the inning, and here's Scooter Gennett. You are going to be on Easy Street, pal. Put Kent Sommerfeld in there, too.
And all these contributors on Twitter, will get them a line of credit in there?
Absolutely. That'll make Seinfeld get back to work. Larry David. Couple of innings for Mike Fiers. Brewers have scored runs, and we have come up with a hit comedy series.
It's a good day.
I'm telling you. Swinging a foul back. This is about as excited as I've gotten in a long time, baby. Back in business. Cutting out Meals on Wheels. I'm going to stop at a restaurant. Go to first. Runners back in time. I'm having a hard time concentrating on this game now. I am.
You got to write down some of these ideas.
I am. I'm looking around, Joe, at these buildings outside of the ballpark, and I'm coming up with all kinds of wacky ideas. Pitch by Jackson is a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2 on Scooter Gennett. Somehow I'm going to work these airplanes into the skip. They're going to be part of it.
Drones, pigeons, and fighter jets.
My obstructed view seats are going to be a big part of the series. The pitch, high and tight. They are going to be in an area where you can absolutely see nothing of the game being played. They'll be sold as obstructed views at events for charity. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jackson is ready. Here it is. Scooter takes in the dirt and blocked by Castillo.
If you get Seinfeld and Larry David in on this one, you're going to create a monster. You know this, right?
I'll tell you what. Jerry Seinfeld would jump on this.
Too bad we're not playing the Mets today. He might be listening.
I'll get a hold of him. I love watching these airplanes as a part of the game today. Blue Angels, runner goes, swinging a foul by Scooter Gennett. They are doing their maneuvers. They have the show here this weekend coming up, and I'm one of the big fans of the flight teams at Air Force, Thunderbirds, Blue Angels, of course, that are working here today. And the stretch, here it is, and Gennett takes inside, getting by Castillo. Lucroy is going to wind up at second on a base on balls. Guess what just happened? Right over the ballpark. Joe, I don't know if I mentioned it to you earlier, as Renteria heads out and a pitching change is going to be made here. You remember Rob Stone, the guy that played my son on the Mr. Belvedere series. He is a producer and filmmaker for the Blue Angels and has been filming their shows not only here in this country but overseas too for a long, long time. And he might be involved in the flights that we're seeing here today. Anyway, the pitching change back after this on the Brewers Radio Network. The Brewers 5, Cubs nothing.
Hey, Brewers fans.
Send you a station break here in a moment. Baseball brought to you in part by Usingers. They're going to be part of this series too. Cooking Usingers sausages up on the rooftops. And the pitch. Reynolds fouls one back. 10 for identification. This is the Brewers Radio Network.
The home of the Packers, Brewers, and Bucks. We are Wisconsin's radio station. WTMJ and WTMJ HD, Milwaukee.
Back with you once again from Wrigleyville. New series coming up. Check your local listings. It'll be on one of these days. Reynolds pops it up, playable. And this one is going to be for Chris Coughlin. And the inning is over. Brewers get nothing. They had a hit, and they left 2. 4 1/2 are complete. 5-0 Brewers.
Fans,
it's time. Crew, when you see the red bag, you know it's quality. The series that we are putting together here today in Wrigley Field will involve Usinger's sausage. I'm telling you, put a Usinger's sausage factory up on top, or have one of our people that live in the apartment or the building work at Usinger's. Yeah, this is endless, and we're getting all kinds of skits and notes and situations from fans who are listening in today. It's not hard to put together one of these things, folks. It isn't. High and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. And you could even have situations where you were out partying with one of your friends and a dinner whatever it may be, and then you're going to give them a ride home, and you drop them off over in Wrigley Field over here at one of these apartments and let him go in there, and guy walks into a family's living room and starts to undress and finds out that he's been dropped off at the wrong place, Wrigleyville. And the pitch, swing and a foul, and that one got by Lucroy. Still 0-2. Countless. So you're getting.
We got a lot of on Twitter and the Ask You segment. Lots of cool ideas. Here's a good question from Eric.
Oh, okay.
From Minocqua. He wanted to ask you. I'll tell you right after this pitch.
First of all, there's a beautiful lake up there, Lake Minocqua. Outstanding fishing. Struck him out swinging. 10 strikeouts from Mike Fiers. Go ahead, Joe.
Eric wants to know, did you do any of the writing or help with any of the writing on Mr. Belvedere?
No, but I'll tell you what we did. I came up with ideas. I had suggestions which they want you to do as you work in any series, and especially something comedic where, you know, you can take a shot at something and rehearse it all week long, and if it doesn't work, you don't put it in the show, you know. But yeah, to encourage ideas. What they do on a lot of the shows, and we did on Mr. Belvedere, Joe. Castillo takes outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. They took scripts from outside writers that they would bring to our show, and then our writers and producer, director would look them over, and they would say yes or no to the idea. And then by the time the show aired, and whatever you had written as your show, it looked nothing like what you wrote. But they would take your ideas and change them around and use them, and yeah, absolutely. 2 balls and a strike. Wellington Castillo waiting. Here it is. Swinging a foul back against the netting. 2-2 on him. It's funny, isn't it, how people and fans who are listening to our game today, but people in general, have ideas of what is funny and what would work the pitch. Half swing, did he go? Did not. What would work on a show as being funny, and you know, whether it be a recurring role for an actor or an actress, a kid, a family member, or just, you know, fans in general. But you got to have fans who are like the season ticket holders, the guys who, you know, buy those rooftop seats all the time. You got to have your characters. And then especially for that obstructed view, you got to have one guy who can't figure it out outside a ball, and Fiers walks his first today. Yeah, you got to have that one guy who, why in the world would he keep buying a ticket as an obstructed view, but then as you look at him and he can't figure out why he does this himself. That's what makes one of those characters. When are you going to see Larry again? You know, what game is he coming to? Is he going to take another obstructed view ticket? If the season runs only once, you know, if you run it 1 year, it would be a hit. I know it would. The pitch, it's a strike on Jacob Turner.
Well, judging by our audience, they think the same thing. The ideas have poured in all afternoon.
Joe, again, swinging a foul by Turner. I'm watching these pigeons fly around here. They're going to be a part of it, too. They're going to be up on those rooftops, and you know what they do.
I do. I've had that happen to me before.
I know you have. That's why I brought it up. I know you have. And it's going to be one of those things where you come home from your rooftop day at Wrigley Field, and your wife or somebody in your family says, "What's that on your shirt?" You don't know who's there, and fires with another strikeout, and the inning is over. We completed 5 now from Wrigley Field. It's still 5-0 Brewers. Bob Uecker here. The Brewers are on the bat here in the 6th inning. Nice to see Brian Schiller here at the ballpark today. Security par excellence at Miller Park. He's down here in Chicago today with a what group are you with, Brian? Beechwood Distributing. I can't mention the name, but Brian Schiller, one of our security people at Miller Park. See Brian each and every day when we're home, and here today enjoying the day at Wrigley Field. And you know what? As I look at Brian Schiller today, he could be a part of the series. Looking at him today, yeah, he's in. He is definitely in. He's going to be one of those guys that's going to be wandering around the ballpark. And the pitch. Lyle Overbay takes the strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. See, you got to have street people too walking around. It's not only the people on the rooftop and the people that live. You know, you got to have bouncer hit up along first. And Anthony Rizzo has that, and Overbay is retired. You got to have the regulars. I'm going to keep going with this thing because the ideas are still fresh. You got to have people who wander the street. You got to have people who work on the street, who trim the trees. You got to have city workers, you know. You got to have characters who are, you know, in there planting trees in places where they shouldn't, right in the middle of your driveway. You know, guys like that, things like that. There's an area out in right center, and it's a rooftop, as Herrera takes one down low, that has a large white circle, and is a caricature of a ball outside, or is it? Nope, strike. 1-1 now on Herrera, of the late Harry Carey. That's going to be our moon. Somebody in one of those places that has had a taste too much. Constantly, this one bounced to short. Constantly seeing a full moon from his living room and wondering why. Just a part of the show. Woodman's Food Market's home run inning. That'll be a part of the skit, too. Jeff Mott from Green Bay, who is the cousin of Jason Mott. Our contestant today. I keep talking about our idea day for our series. Joe's right in, too. He's hot and heavy on the computer. A strike looking. Baez is gone. Beautiful change up that time from Mike Fiers. 13 strikeouts for Mike Fiers today.
That's only the 11th time in Brewers history a pitcher has struck out 13 batters in a game.
Man, what a day for Mike Fiers. You know what? Because of his day here, he's in the series. Strike on Rizzo. He's got to be.
He could be Kramer.
He's got.
He's tall.
Yes. Check swing and a fastball inside. Yeah, I was saying I'm over in the booth, the TV booth last night. Mm-hmm. You brought up Spider right next to me. There's a big cobweb and a spider going up as I'm sitting there talking with, swinging a foul down the right field side, back in the seats, talking with Brian Anderson. A big old spider going up a web right alongside of me. That's a true story. 2 strikes on Castro. Oh, there's hundreds of shows right now as I'm looking out. Kent will be involved. Kent's going to be a janitor in the series. We had one swing and a miss by Reynolds. One suggestion coming in for Kent, janitorial role. Oh, Kent wants to be a building supervisor. Oh, really? Oh. Now, as a matter of fact, after that, you are not in the show at all. You don't dictate the roles to the directors and the producers, executive, Joe and myself. 1-2 pitch. Reynolds lines it to left and deep. Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Mark Reynolds. His 21st of the year. That looked like a breaking ball that hung up there, and Reynolds hit it out of here. A rocket to left.
One idea was that there has to be some sort of animal involved, whether it's a pet dog or maybe a goat.
I like that, and I like the goat idea. I like that a lot. Yeah. The pitch. It's down low. Maybe even a pet coyote that just roams the neighborhood, and people are afraid of him because he does have rabies. 3-1 delivery is down low and away, and Lyle Overbay draws a walk. Yeah, a rabid coyote would be a good neighborhood pet for our series. And while we ponder that last bit of action for our series, 10 for identification. This talk about a new television series, I think, has been good for the crew today. Chris Bosio is heading out there with an interpreter for Fujikawa to talk to Anthony Rizzo. The interpreter is talking to Anthony Rizzo.
That could be another part of it.
I'm telling you, this thing continues to build, Joe. I got to call Seinfeld today.
While the juices are flowing.
I'm telling you, I don't want this to get away. Hey, you're going to L.A. You got to mention this to somebody out there.
I'll get on the public address system.
However you want to do it, it's okay with me. Just make sure you're at Dodger Stadium when you do it.
Okay.
And screaming and hollering at the new hotel the Brewers are staying at out there.
There's more ideas.
Let me have them.
How about an exterminator? They call it an exterminator of the house. It's overrun with bugs, and the exterminator wants to watch the game, so he goes up and watches the game, or doesn't watch the game.
And I'm in.
And then the house continues to be overrun with bugs.
Continues to be infested.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
These are from our fans.
Ricky Weeks, I figured that. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, that's a good idea. Exterminator who doesn't exterminate. 1 ball and 1 strike. You know what? Some of these people may be picking us up on XM radio or something because there's a lot more people appearing in these windows, Joe, swing and a miss by Ricky. I'm looking around now on Sheffield and Waveland Avenues, and there's more people in the windows.
You're right.
which normally you don't see that. All auditioning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fujikawa is ready. The pitch. It's a strike on Ricky, and he's gone, and the inning is over. Brewers get 1, though, on 2 hits, featuring Mark Reynolds' 21st home run of the year, and they leave 2 stranded. And at the end of 7 1/2 innings of play from Wrigley Field, it's the Brewers 6 and the Cubs 2. Cubs are on the bat here in the bottom half of inning number 8. They'll face Will Smith, who in the up-and-coming series will be a school-crossing guard. He's that kind of a guy. I like him in that role on the dangerous corners around Wrigley Field. Traffic. We got to have a building maintenance man.
Like Schneider from One Day at a Time.
Yeah,
somebody
like
that. Yeah.
Guy that can't fix anything, but I mean, he's a maintenance guy.
Like Kent.
He's in. You took the words right out of my mouth. He wanted to be a janitor swinging a foul or a building supervisor. All right, you got it. 1 strike.
But lovable. And always up to antics.
Now that's up to you. That lovable stuff, that's your call. He's not going to live on property, I know that. Not being lovable. And the pitch by Will Smith down low and inside on Javier Baez. This is going to work. Everybody over on the TV side is for it. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, another fan said after a rain delay, guy goes, gets out of the shower or whatever, reaching for his towel. Someone just took it. They're going to dry off their seats.
Upstairs. Rain. We're going to have rain days. Down low a ball. Yeah, you go downstairs and grab a towel and wipe off your seat up on the rooftop. Or if you want to, you can stay in the shower with the guy who's showering. Get out of the rain.
What are you doing in here?
This is all, it's not one show. That's a series as it moves along, things that are going to be happening on the show. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Rizzo.
Yet they maintain their daily lives just like all of us.
Everybody thing to do on the show. You're not going to see the same people every day swinging a foul. The only guy you see all the time is the guy in the seats, obstructed views. You're going to see him all the time. Carlos Villanueva is going to be that guy. Oh, no, he's up in the bullpen.
Oh, Carlos.
He would go for it anyway. Strike 3 looking. Rizzo is gone. Will Smith with a couple of strikeouts. And here comes Starlin Castro. I know Villanueva would go for that. We'll call him Villanueva. We'll call him Danny Villanueva. He'll be a guy that had a chance to play pro baseball and is now back working for Fujikawa in a restaurant and not satisfied with his life or his role on the show. Castro takes a strike 0-1. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I really don't.
It's all right.
I'm sorry. My medication hasn't kicked in today. Or maybe it has. 1 strike offering. Castro to center. Gomez coming on, and he'll catch it And the inning is over. Stay tuned. There's more coming up for the series starting next year. 6-2 Brewers. We just picked up another show during our commercial break. There's two young kids standing in one of the windows out in right. That's going to be the punishment room where you have to watch the Cubs play. And this is only it's a joke, folks. You know, I mean, don't get upset. But if you do something bad, now you and your two brothers go in there and watch the game.
I want Kyuji Fujikawa's restaurant to, I want him to sell pizza for some reason.
Okay. That would be good. He speaks no English. And here's the pitch. Parra sends it into shallow left center and caught by Chris Coughlin. There are two down. Yeah. I would go for that. Right in the area here, a Japanese gentleman who speaks no English and serves pizza as his main course. And
you said it makes you sick.
Yes. It's bad food. The food is spoiled.
The one food that probably could never make you sick.
Fish.
But yeah, the pizza makes you sick.
It's the only food that you can't get sick on. But somehow Fujikawa makes it where you do nothing serious. Just a little upset stomach. And you're all right for work the next day. Jonathan Lucroy takes the strike on the outside corner.
And no topics.
Do you want? Yeah. Well, we can't say anything because he doesn't speak English.
That's right.
So you go in there, pizza, no top. And the pitch. Down low and away from Carlos.
I would like mushrooms and pepperoni. Doesn't understand what you're saying.
No. No, you get beef and onion.
I wonder if he'll go for that, if he'll be in the show.
I think he will. I think he definitely will. Once he finds out he's got a restaurant. High and away, 2 balls and a strike. You know what's going to keep everything intact and everybody, you know, pretty level-headed and not getting out of character? The rabid coyote. Lucroy pops it up. Castro has it. And the Brewers' 8th inning is over. Thank goodness. Oh, man. What a day. 8 1/2 are complete. Brewers 6. Cubs 2. Jeremy Jeffress is going to work the 9th. Brewers up 6-2. And we're going to wind down our series, our new comedy series, with a hospital involved in the series. And people who are constantly coming to the hospital bitten by the rabid coyote. And all from the same neighborhood, and the hospital folks wondering why their Medicare doesn't kick in because of the same injuries. Joe's wife, Beth, who is a nurse, will be involved. Kent's wife, Karen, will be an administrator. Man, this is bigger than I thought. How many times have I told you, don't pet that coyote? Here's the pitch by Jeremy Jeffress down low. And I got to go. 1 ball and no strikes.
Please don't.
The stretch, Jeremy coming back, swinging it foul. 1-1 now on Luis Valbuena. Good day today at Wrigley Field. Brewers getting out of here with a split. Hopefully. 1-1 pitch. Inside, it's 2 balls and a strike now. Good luck in L.A., Joe and Kent.
We'll miss you out there.
Seeing you guys when you get back. I'm going to stay here and work on this stuff some more.
I think you should stay in this booth.
I'm half swing and a foul. I'm going to take a walk around the ballpark and get a little better look at these apartments and buildings that are going to be involved in our series, which we'll see on a pretty much weekly basis. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Valbuena waiting. Here comes Jeremy inside a ball, and it's full now, 3-2. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Each and every day, the original light beer that's now back in its original can. It's Miller time. Ball 3, strike 2 on Luis Valbuena. Alcantara due next. And the pitch. Fouled back. Still 3-2. Brewers will play tomorrow night out in Los Angeles. Dodger Stadium out at Chavez Ravine. Who you got with you, Joe?
Gord Ash.
Yeah. Good. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swinging a drive to left. But there's Chris Davis. And Valbuena is retired. 1 up and 1 down. And here is Alcantara. While you're riding to L.A. tonight, and you and Kent are in the same area, aren't you?
Yes.
You know, you might exchange ideas and talk about some of the things that we've talked about here today.
I'm going to get on Twitter and write down some of these ideas from fans and get their information.
I think you ought to get on a couple of libations too and come up with some good ideas. 1 strike now on Alcantara.
We'll have some time. A long flight.
I know you
there.
will.
Yeah.
Yes. 1 strike on the Cubs center fielder. Jeremy Jeffress. The kick, the pitch. In there again. Good fastball. That one at 97. 2 strikes. Now the stretch, here he comes. Half swing, did he go? Nope. That call made by Clint Fagan from third. He just joined the series.
There's an umpire in the series?
There's going to be. Somebody's got to make the calls on this an insurance deal. Swinging a ball, bounce foul up along first. An insurance deal, or you pay for it yourself. He'll be the umpire on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arizmendi Alcantara. Two strikeouts and a ground out for him today. And the pitch by Jeremy. Swinging a bouncer to third. Reynolds has that, and the throw in time. 2 down. Here is Justin Ruggiano, the right fielder. Final shot for the Cubs. 2 men are out. Folks heading for the exits. That'll be another part of the series. Traffic jams and problems getting around front of your yard, people walking on your grass. 1 strike on a breaking ball from Jeffress.
The dad has to run up to the grocery store just to grab something really quick.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everybody lets out of Wrigley Field all at once.
You can't get there?
He can't get there.
You don't get back home for about 4 hours? Swinging a bouncer right side. Scooter Gennett thankfully has it, and this game is over. Final score, Brewers 6, Cubs 2. Back with the totals and summaries after this on the Brewers Radio Network.
In 2008, professional baseball holds a unique draft. A Hall of Fame player conceives the draft to acknowledge an elite group of players.